Hello student, welcome to digital classes. This video is for ninth class. Subject is science and the chapter number 6 tissue. This is the fourth part of this chapter. In this video I am going to tell you about the animal tissue. In animal tissue, epithelial tissues and nervous tissues, and then I discuss some important question and you have to write in your homework copy. In the previous video I taught you about plant tissues. They are of two types, meristematic and permanent tissues, then simple permanent tissues, then complex permanent tissues, then animal tissues. In animal tissues I discussed connective tissues and muscular tissues. In this video I am going to tell you about the epithelial tissues and nervous tissues with some important and extra questions. Basically, epithelial tissues are of four types. One is squamous, cuboidal, columnar, and the last is stratified. And we already read about there is a four basic animal tissues. One is epithelial, nervous, muscular, and connective. The covering or protective tissue in the animal body are epithelial tissue. Epithelium cover most organ and cavities within the body. It also form a barrier to keep different body separate, different body systems separate. The skin, the lining of the mouth, the lining of the blood vessel, lungs, alveoli, and kidney tubes, tubes are all made up of epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissues cell are tightly packed and form a continuous sheet. They have only a small amount of cementing material between them and almost no intercellular space. Now simple columnar epithelium. The cell of simple columnar epithelium are taller as their name suggests. This tissue is usually associated with the secretion or absorption and is most often formed lining of digestive tract. Here absorption and secretion occur as in the inner lining of the intestine. Tall epithelial cells are present. The columnar means pillar-like. Epithelium facilitates movement across the epithelial barrier. In the respiratory tract, the columnar epithelial tissues also has cilia, which are hair-like projection on the outer surface of epithelial cell. These cilia can move and their movement pushes the muscle forward to clear it. This type of epithelium is the ciliated columnar epithelium. Now the squamous epithelium. Different epithelia show different structure that collaborate with their unique function. For example, in cell lining, blood vessels, or lungs alveoli, the transportation of a substance occur through a selectively permeable surface. There is a single flat kind of epithelium. This is called simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium cells are exactly thin and flat and form a delicate lining. Though the esophagus and the lining of the mouth are also covered with squamous epithelium. The skin which protects the body is also made up of squamous epithelium. Skin epithelial cells are arranged in many layers to prevent wear and tear. Since they are arranged in a pattern of layer, The epithelium is called stratified squamous epithelium. Now ciliated, basically the columnar is a ciliated epithelium. Some epithelium membranes are made up of cell with cilia, tiny projection that beats in unison to move mucus along the surface. Ciliated epithelia in the trachea, for example, sweep debris out of the respiratory tract. This tissue lines the large respiratory passageway. It is often ciliated arrows. Cuboidal or ciliated epithelium with cube-shaped cell forms the lining of kidney tubules and ducts of salivary gland, where it provides mechanical support. Epithelial cell often acquire additional specialization as gland cell, which can secrete substance at the epithelial surface. Sometimes a portion of the epithelial tissue folds inward and a multicellular gland is formed. This is glandular epithelium. Now the nervous tissues. Nervous tissues which occur throughout the body receive and transmit stimuli. It convert a stimulus, whether the chemical or a physical in nature, in a electrical impulse that is conducted by the neurons. Neurons, also called nerve cell, are the functional unit of a nervous tissues. All cells possess the ability to respond to stimuli. However, cells of the nervous tissues are highly specialized for being stimulated and then transmitted the stimulus very rapidly from one place to another within the body. The brain, spinal cord and nerves are all composed of the nervous tissues. The cell of these tissues are called nervous cell or neurons. A neuron consists of a cell body with a nucleus and cytoplasm, from which long thin hair-like parts arise. Usually each neuron has a single long part called the axon and many short branches part called dendrites. An individual nervous cell may be up to a meter long. Many nervous fibers bound together by connective tissues makes up a nerve. Now the neurons. A neuron consists of a cell bodies, dendrites and axon. Dendrites carry impulse to the cell body, whereas axon transmits impulse towards another cell body or an reflector, a muscles or organ that responds to the impulse. Now axons. Axons are usually much larger than dendrites, sometimes reaching a meter in length. Many axons are enclosed in an insulating lipid layer called a mycelium sheath. This sheath is produced by Schwann cells, a type of supporting cell of the nervous system. The sheath not only protect the axon but also allow impulse to move more quickly along the axon. Axons arranged in a rope-like bundles wrapped in connective tissues make up nerves. Nerves carry sensory impulse to the brain and transmit motor responses from the brain to the effector organs. Nerves that makes up the peripheral nerve system being impulse from the entire body to the spinal cord. which then transmits them to the brain. The spinal cord and brain are the central nervous system, and you say the spinal cord is the assistant of the brain which controls the involuntary actions. So now let us discuss some important questions. What happened to the cells formed by the meristematic tissues? The cells formed by the meristematic tissues take up a specific role and lose their ability to divide. As a result, they form a permanent tissue. The process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function is called differentiation. Now the next question, why is the epidermis present as a thick waxy coating of cutin in desert plants? A thick waxy coating of cutin is present in desert plants to prevent excessive loss of water during transpiration. Due to this, plants can survive in scarcity of water in desert. Now describe the function of bones. Bones form the framework that supports the body. It also anchors the muscles and serve as strong site of calcium and phosphate. It provides shape to the body and protects vital body organs such as brain, lung tissues, etc. How are messages conveyed from one place to another within a body? Nervous tissue is made up of neurons that receive and conduct impulses. Neurons are highly specialized for being stimulated and then transmitted the stimulus very rapidly from one place to another within a body. Impulses are the passage of electrical activity along the axons of a nervous cell. Now write a short note on blood. Blood is a type of connective tissues. It has a liquid matrix called plasma in which the red blood cell, white blood cell and platelets are suspended. The plasma contains protein, salt and hormones. Blood flows and transport gaseous digested food, hormones to tissue and waste material from the tissue to the liver and kidney. What are involuntary muscles? Where are they found? The muscles which do not move on our will are called involuntary muscles. The movement of food in the alimentary canal or the contraction and relaxation of blood vessels are involuntary movements. These muscles also called as smooth muscles. They are also found in the iris of eye, in ureters and in bronchi of the lungs. Differentiate between voluntary and involuntary muscles and give one example of each type. Voluntary muscles can be moved by conscious will when we want them to move. For example, muscles of limb and skeletal muscles. Involuntary muscles function on their own. We cannot start or stop them for working by our desire. Example, cardiac muscles and smooth muscles. Now the difference between parenchyma and collenchyma. Parenchyma, the tissue consists of thin-walled cells. And in collenchyma, the tissues consist of localized thickening in their cell wall. It is distributed in almost all the part of the plant body, whereas it occurs mostly in the aerial part of the plants, restricted to the outer layer. The cell of parenchyma assimilate and store food. They also store water products. Collenchyma are the mechanical tissues of the young parts of the plant. Parenchyma cells are loosely packed, whereas collenchyma cells are compactly packed or tightly packed. Differentiate between collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Collenchyma, it consists of a living cell, it consists of a dead cell. The cell contains cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is absent in the cell. Its cell wall is cellulose. Its cell wall is lignified. The thickening of the cell wall is not uniform. Cell wall thickening is uniform. Lumen of cell is wide. Lumen of cell is narrow. It provides mechanical support and elasticity to the plant body. It is chiefly a mechanical tissue. Now briefly describe striated and smooth muscles with their function. The striated muscle fiber are long or elongated, not tapered, cylindrical and unbranched. These cells have a number of nuclei called sarcolemma. These muscle fibers shows alternate dark and light stripes or striations, and so they are called as striated muscles. These muscles occur in muscles of limb, body wall, face, neck. Function of striated muscle. Striated muscles are powerful and undergo rapid contraction and expansion. Striated muscles provide the force of locomotion and all other voluntary movement of the body. The smooth muscles are also known as unstriated or involuntary muscles. Smooth muscles occur as bundle or sheet of elongated fusiform or spindle-shaped cell or fibers. They are held together by loose connective tissues. These muscle fibers are uninucleate and do not bear any bands, stripes or striation across them. These muscles are found in the wall of the alimentary canal and internal organ duct of glands and blood vessels. Smooth muscles are also found in the stomach, intestine, ureters, bronchi, iris of the eye, etc. Now the function of smooth muscles. Smooth muscles do not work according to our will, so they are also called involuntary muscles. Movement of the food in the alimentary canal or the contraction and relaxation of blood vessel are involuntary movements. Such muscles contract slowly but can remain contract for a long period of time. Due to this characteristic, the food passes to the next step of the digestion in the alimentary canal. List the characteristic of a cork. How are they formed? The characteristic of corks are as follows. Cell of corks are dead at maturity. These cells are compactly arranged. Cells do not possess intercellular spaces. Cells possess a chemical substance subrine in their wall. There are several thick layers. As a plant grows older, a stripe of secondary meristem replaces the epidermis of the stem. Cells on the outer side are cut off from this layer. This forms the several layer thick cork or the bark of the tree, which protect the tree in unfavorable condition or unfavorable climates. These are some question and you have to give reason for this. This is your homework and you have to write in your homework copy, and rest all the questions you must have to write in your homework copy as homework. Now listen the music and write these questions in your homework copy and find out the answer by your own. If you are feeling any problem, you may ask within a class to clear your doubts.